If you're in the police recruitment process in England and Wales, then you have to do something called the Online Assessment Centre. It comes after the National SIFT and it comes before the final interview. Now, it's made up of a written exercise, a briefing exercise, and an interview. And there's 5 big mistakes that so many of you are making in the interview. And in this video, I'm going to reveal those 5 mistakes and actually show you how to avoid them. And stick around for the last one, number 5, because it's just going to blow your mind. All right, before we dive in, who am I and why should you listen to anything I've got to say? My name is Brendan from Blue Light, and over the past 31 years, I've been supporting people just like you to succeed in the recruitment process, in specialist interviews, and in the promotion process for the police. A huge amount of success. We've got almost 800 5-star reviews and an amazing team of coaches to help support you on your journey. More about that later though. Let's dive in to the 5 big mistakes that so many people are making in the Online Assessment Centre interview. Now, first of all, what's that all about? Well, here's our guidance document from our academy, where we have our sample questions and all the sort of things that you should be looking for. And it's practicing this that's enabled me to put together these 5 mistakes. When I say practicing, in our academy program, we do one-to-one coaching, we do small group practice webinars, and there's certain themes that keep emerging as people practice and they get better and better so that they're going to be well prepared. They're going to score the highest marks possible in their Online Assessment Centre. So there's 5 questions that you've got to answer on public service, courage, respect and empathy, take ownership, and innovative and open-minded. And there's a lot to answering those questions. I mean, we give you a huge amount of guidance on the sort of things that you should be including in your answers. But there's certain things that people just keep missing out. And the very first one is rehearsal. So they are leaving their rehearsal until the last minute, or they think practice is just writing down notes, writing down sample answers. And you're not actually getting onto a camera and recording yourself on your phone or any other device and then watching yourself, because you've got 5 minutes to answer the question. You've got 1 minute to think about your answer after you've been presented with the question. So time is tight and you've got to be well rehearsed and well practiced for your Online Assessment Centre. If you think you can just wing it on the day, you won't, because you're going to be a little bit tense. You're going to be a little bit anxious because you've not done this before. And so what we need to be doing is making sure that we've done this before. So get yourself in front of a camera, start recording your answers, work out how long they're going to be. You need to be talking for the whole 5 minutes, because once you're talking, you're scoring. If you stop after 3 minutes, then that's 2 minutes of wasted time. Okay, you could continue, but why? Why would you do that? Like, just keep talking, keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. Now, don't just talk drivel though. You need to be talking in a way that's structured. So you've got to have a structured approach to your answers. And the approach we utilize, it's not STAR, because that's just generic for any interview. We've designed our own process for our candidates, for our clients, and it's been designed over years and years and years of giving people guidance and support for the recruitment process. It starts off with an S, same as STAR for situation. And our model is not STAR, it's SAL. So we have a situation, and in that situation, we're also talking about things like impact factors and why the thing that you're talking about was difficult and challenging. And then instead of task, because actually no one talks like that, and you get yourself confused with the next part when you start talking about tasks. So the task I set myself, or you fall into the trap of the task I was set. Now, they don't want to hear about tasks you were set. They want to hear about tasks that you decided to get a grip of, things that you decided to get a grip of. So what we like to talk about, and it's very national decision model, is aim. So what were you aiming to achieve? And then this enables us to put some options behind it. So we like to talk about no more than 3 options. And that is the aim part of our SAL model. The next part is A for action. I'll talk more about that in a moment. So the actions that you took, R for result, and then the L at the end is for learning. So what did you do after the result to make sure that you improved yourself for next time? And it's not, learning isn't saying something like, I learned it's good to ask open questions, or I learned it's good to collaborate with others. Those are just vague statements of fact. You want to make sure that your learning relates to the result. So this is another key part of our structured approach. In the result, you won't just be talking about all the things that went well, you'll be talking about things that didn't go well as well. Does that make sense? As well as well. Does that make sense? All right. The next part, detail. This links in with the action phase. So many of you think you can get by just by mentioning phrases from the competency and the values framework. It doesn't work like that. I promise you it doesn't work like that. I've worked for and with the College of Policing on 4 occasions during my career. I know how they think. I used to design the assessment material for them many, many moons ago when they were at National Police Training and Centrex. So I know how they think, and simply just regurgitating phrases from their competency framework isn't going to get you a pass, despite what anyone else tells you who's probably never been in the police before, who's probably never worked for the College of Policing, who's probably never done assessments and interviews for the police. It's just like, do your due diligence when you get advice and guidance elsewhere on YouTube or wherever it might be. I promise you this, you won't get high marks. You probably will fail if you just talk about what you did, especially if you use a load of buzzwords. So we're not just going to talk about what we did, we're going to talk about how we did it. So the how is really important because the how links in with the behaviors, and we give our clients guidance on that. So there's absolute tons of guidance. The sort of behaviors that you should be looking to outline. We don't counsel our clients to actually make things up. Never, ever, ever. What we do is we try and extract from them, from the incident that they're describing, the behaviors that the College of Policing are looking for. Does that make sense? Awesome. All right, number 4. Thinking that the question is going to be based on the competency and value. So if it's courage, tell me about a time when you've demonstrated courage. If it's respect and empathy, tell me about a time when you've demonstrated respect and empathy. Competency of take ownership, tell me about a time when you've taken ownership for a problem. It doesn't work like that. So the questions that they ask are based on the behaviors within the competency or the value. Again, we give our academy members a lot of guidance and sample questions, and it is not, I repeat, it's definitely not, tell me about a time when you've demonstrated respect and empathy, or whichever the competency or the value is. It's based on the behaviors within that value or competency. And this trips up so many people, because sometimes the question might not seem as though it links to the competency or the value, but I promise you it does, because it's hidden away in one of the behaviors. So that's the 4th big mistake. You ready for the 5th one? You ready for the 5th one? Just answer the question. Now, before I go into this one, if you'd like to find out a little bit more about our Academy program or the Facebook group, which has got over 26,000 members in it, it's completely free to access, and then check the links below. If you're at the start of the process or you're about to start, we've also got our 48-hour Police Recruitment Foundation Toolkit. This is going to give you everything you need to get your preparation off to a solid start. So all the details below. If you're looking to join our Academy program, our guaranteed pass, all one-to-one coaching, all of the small group practice webinars, then there's a form to complete below. Complete that form, submit it to us, and we'll book a call with you. About 45 minutes to an hour long, where we dive deep into where you are now, where you want to be, and what you're struggling with. And we'll see if we can unwrap those struggles for you and help guarantee a pass in this online assessment center. So the very last one, answer the question. Like so many times when I'm doing practice sessions, either one-to-ones or small group practice webinars with our clients, I'll ask them a question, and just to give you an example, I'm not saying it's in the online assessment center, but if I just gave you an example of a question, which would be, tell me about a time when you've had to make a difficult decision. And someone will give me this amazing answer, this superb answer. It sounds great, but nowhere in it are they actually alluding to the fact that they had to make a difficult decision. So you've got to make sure that you actually answer the question, and don't give them the answer that you've pre-prepared, so that no matter what they ask you, you're just going to give them that answer because you've not dived deep enough into your preparation. You're not going to pass. Seriously, you're not going to pass if you do that. So you need to make sure that you answer the question. And there's certain points to prove in every one of the questions that they ask. You've got to make sure you include all of those and make it easy for the assessor to assess you. I mean, why wouldn't you? Remember, the assessor is probably assessing at least 10 of you every day. I mean, you've just got to make it easy for them to assess you. So we signpost certain things all the way through our answer. And that's where we get back to practicing, 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 making sure we've got the right structure, making sure we've got the right level of detail. Don't fall into the trap of thinking the question is just based on the competency or the value, and make sure you answer the question. All right, folks. Hopefully that was helpful for you. If you'd like to, like I said before, if you'd like to get more detail about how we can support you on your journey and ensure and guarantee you pass. When I talk about guarantee, I seriously mean it. Like, if you don't pass, we will keep working with you. If you don't pass a second time, we will give you all of your money back. We don't give many refunds. I mean, seriously, we give very few refunds. All right, hopefully useful, and I'll see you on the other side.